We know about the incredible comebacks within matches. Teams like Liverpool and Barcelona have made remarkable comebacks. But the focus of this video is broader. We'll look at people who returned to their former teams and achieved incredible success. Messi's Argentina had once again reached the final in a tournament where they were the favorites. However, in the final, they couldn't gain the upper hand against the host, Chile, even after 120 minutes. The host team, flawless in the penalty shootout, managed to win the cup. But for Messi, this final was either an end or a new beginning. The Argentine star, who was repeatedly losing in finals and was said to never reach Maradona's level, decided to retire from the national team. After the match, Messi said, "The national team is over for me. I played in for finals, but it didn't happen. I did everything I could. This was the success I wanted the most, but it just didn't happen. I'm leaving," he said. Leaving is best for everyone. With Messi, Argentina lost to Brazil in the 2007 Copa America final, to Germany in extra time in the 2014 World Cup final, and again to Chile in the 2015 Copa America final on penalties. One of the greatest players of all time was harshly criticized for not being able to bring even a single cup to his country. As if all this wasn't enough, Leo missed a penalty in the final, took all the blame upon himself, and ended his international career. Argentina's all-time top scorer reversed his decision just 2 months later. At 29 years old, he decided to return to the national team. He loved his country and knew that he was needed. He decided not to abandon his national team. He had no idea what this decision would bring him. For years had passed since Messi's return to the national team. This time, he wanted to break his bad luck. Argentina's squad was in its prime. Dybala, Martinez, Agüero, Di Maria, they wanted to win this cup under Messi's leadership. And indeed, they did. With a goal from Di Maria in the final, Argentina defeated Brazil and won a cup for the first time in many years. This was Messi's first trophy at the national team level. Leo, who also won the top scorer and player of the tournament awards, finally brought the success he longed for to his country. Messi needed one last trophy to complete his collection. To win this cup, the dream of every player, he had to lead his national team to the top. Argentina, continuing with the mostly unchanged Copa America winning squad, advanced steadily to the final. But the opponent in the final was France, one of the best national teams, seemingly the final boss. Messi was up against the future of football, Mbappé. The rivalry between these two, who played on the same club team, was intense. Despite a slow start in the final, France managed to equalize in the last 45 minutes with Mbappé's goals. Thanks to Martinez's brilliant save in the last moments, Argentina held on to take the match to penalties. With Martinez continuing his superb performance in the shootout, Argentina managed to bring the World Cup home. The collection was now complete. Messi had nothing left to win, he had nothing left to prove. He had solidified his place alongside Maradona, who was seen as a hero in his country. These are the final years of Messi's football career. Having won every possible success, he returned to the Copa America once again. But there was still a Messi hungry for victory. And around him, players gathered with the mission of leading him to success. Messi seemed to be making up for the lost finals. In his final years, Leo continued to achieve success after success, defeating Colombia in the final to bring the Copa America back to his country once more. Zidane, who caught the eye with his performances at Bordeaux, moved to Juventus next. Although he struggled to adapt at first, he continued to showcase his class once he settled in. He lost the Champions League in 1997 and 1998. In 1998, he won the Ballon d'Or and signed with Real Madrid, which was considered the strongest team of that era, for a record transfer fee. At Real Madrid, the Frenchman dreamed of finding what he had lost and indeed won the Champions League, for the first and only time in his career. However, Los Galacticos entered a period of decline and after several unsuccessful years were on the verge of disintegration. Zidane announced his retirement from soccer in 2006. However, unable to stay away from football, Zidane stayed at Real Madrid, coaching in the youth categories. In 2013, he became Carlo Ancelotti's assistant. In 2016, he took on the role of head coach. He then experienced the successes he couldn't achieve as a player. By winning the Champions League 3 times in a row, he achieved almost impossible feats, essentially creating a second Los Galacticos. In 2018, after leading Los Galacticos to great success, he stepped down from his position. Guardiola joined Barcelona's youth academy at 13 years old and, after spending 6 years there, made his professional debut with Barcelona in 1990 after playing 379 matches, 263 of them with Barcelona. Guardiola retired from his 11-year playing career. Years later, he returned to Barcelona as a coach in the youth academy where he once served as captain. Just 1 season later, he took the head coach position vacated by Frank Rijkaard. During his 4 years here, he won La Liga 3 times and the Champions League twice, etching his name on the list of the best coaches. After leaving Barcelona, Guardiola spent a year without managing any team before signing with Bayern Munich. At Bayern Munich, where he followed his Barcelona stint, he failed to win a cup outside of the league, leading to what could be considered a mediocre period. He then signed with Manchester City, where he would bring the golden days. With the team's acquisition, bright days were ahead for City. By winning the Premier League, the world's toughest league, 6 times in total, including for consecutive titles, Guardiola was compared to legendary coach Ferguson. Despite winning the Champions League only once, the ever-hungry for success Guardiola managed to present an even stronger team each year. Who will be able to break the dominance that Guardiola has established?